This question says, a prism is dilated by a scale factor of 2. How many times larger is the volume of the resulting prism than the volume of the original? Alright, so we have to think about this question. We're dealing with volume, and the way that I remember is I ask myself, what is the unit when I deal with volume? And the unit is always cubed when you do volume. So that's just a shortcut way of remembering that we can take our scale factor of 2 and we can raise it to the third power. And 2 to the third power is 8. And so what that tells us is that the volume of the new prism is going to be 8 times bigger than the original. Now let's say that you got to the test and you did not remember that. That's okay. I want you guys to realize that you can reason through most of these problems. So we're just going to create a prism and we're going to give it some values. Now I'm going to make mine a rectangular prism. I'm actually going to make it a cube just to be easier. So I have a cube, which I can't really draw it, but let's pretend like this is my cube. And all of my side lengths are 3. Let's just do 3. So to find the volume of this, I would do length times width times height, or 3 times 3 times 3, and the volume of my made-up figure would be 27 units cubed. Now I want to apply the scale factor to it. So I'm going to go over here, it says my scale factor is 2, so that means on my new cube, my bigger cube, all of the side lengths are going to be 6. Just pretend like that's a cube. Sure, why not? Okay. So now all of my side lengths are 6. So if I wanted to find the volume of my new cube, again, these are just made up. I just made up that my cube had 3 to begin with, and then I applied the scale factor of 2. And if I multiply that out, that would tell you that my volume is 216 units cubed. Now if I want to find out how much bigger 216 is than 27, I could divide those. I could say 216 divided by 27, and that tells me 8. In other words, I could take 27 and multiply by 8, and it would give me 216. So when the question asks how much bigger, it's going to be 8 times bigger. Now granted, the way that we originally taught you is definitely the easiest way to do it. I just wanted to show you this other method in case you get to the test or the EOC or the interim assessment and you freak out a little bit because you can't remember. You can always make up numbers and apply the scale factor to it to see what happens. And also, just a side note here, okay, this is our answer. But if we have volume, we do to the third power. Let's just review. If we're dealing with area and we want to know how much bigger it is, we would do to the second power because area is units squared. So we would use the second, we would take a scale factor and we would raise it to the second power to see what's going on. If we were doing perimeter, remember when we do perimeter, our units are just units. So if we did perimeter, our scale factor would tell us how much bigger it's going to be. You don't have to raise it to the second or raise it to the third. It's just the exact same as the scale factor.